America and fatherhood, and dedication. It's not normal, man. Like I don't think
No.
most people would do, would come. I'm just wondering, did you know something about him that he's the guy that would do that? Like why him? Like how did you know that he was that guy?
Yeah.
Because this is above and beyond anything I've ever heard, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
like, what about him? What made you reach out to him?
Yeah. I mean, I just trusted on him than myself, you know. We just had a time when we were in the mission, you know. We were ready to sacrifice for each other, you know. When you're ready to sacrifice your blood for other person, so you don't need to trust to him anymore, you know.
It's
The trust is nothing, you know. I mean, it's just gone, you know. Everything just you do what he says, you know. What he says, you just like believe what he says or in his word, you know.
and you saw that in combat.
Exactly,
You saw
exactly.
exactly
Yeah,
who he was.
I had like fully trusted on him, you know. Just he just said me one word, nothing else, that I help you. So I just left my family for him, you know. My family's life, everything's. If I didn't receive any message from Travis and any reason, you know, maybe he was busy or didn't access on the message, I didn't do this. I didn't accept this risk. It was a big risk that I just accepted this, and I just left it everything for him. And I thought that he is doing everything that I am doing for my family, and he did. He was like a father for my children until I got there. And he did more than me, everything's for them.
You guys came together,
Yeah.
under these sort of like insane circumstances where trust was so almost impossible
Yeah.
to build, and as chaotic and dangerous and just as rough an environment as possible. Yet this bond was built, and it's like you said, it's clear, hold, and build.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw this mission
Yeah.
through,
Yeah.
and together, working on this, like he didn't, I'm just like what, hearing the story, there's a
Yeah.
million chances for this thing to fall, and there's a
Yeah.
million chances for you to say, hey,
Yeah.
look, dude, I love you. Call me if you need anything.
Yeah.
But like you quit your job, like you literally put everything, and then
Yeah.
it kept going. It's like I mean, it's almost like what you said about the South. It's like sometimes there's like these misconceptions. I think there's maybe misconceptions about our military, about the strength and the inner honor of the Marine Corps. Like I don't know what it is, but this just does not seem that most people would go to the lengths that you've
Yeah.
gone to.
I had the ability to do this. Not everybody, and this is the most non-egotistical answer to your question, but I had the ability to do this. Not everybody lived the life that I did. Not everybody ran off and joined the Marine Corps and met an interpreter and then quit doing that and then found different jobs overseas to explore the Middle East and Afghanistan and make contacts. Not everybody could have made this happen like me. And I knew that. I knew it was my ball to fumble if it didn't happen. Does that make sense at all?
It does. I mean, it is a non-egotistical answer. To me, it sounds like a Herculean task, and it sounds like a task that, like, just like you said, 5 minutes, whatever it was, a couple hours later at that same gate, look at what happened. So it like your ball to fumble.
I think maybe, what I've learned since I was 18 years old, from Marine Corps gunfights, IEDs, to sticky situations, here in the States or in another country, there's nobody really coming for you except the dudes that you're with. Yeah, there's government entities out there and three-letter agencies that'll come pitch in depending on what the situation is, but, you got who's around you right now. And I'm not going to be the dude that just says no to this guy. Because knowing Rom, he's going to find a way to come here. He will find a way. This dude stops at nothing. And then I'm supposed to go visit him and be like, oh, yeah, sorry, I couldn't help you out. Work was more important.
Right.
Right. And